Hello guys! Welcome to Sissygram Genderbender Stories on YouTube. Today, I am bringing you a brand new genderbender story. If you like my voice, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Now, let's start the story. Everything was going according to plan. The city pool was deserted. No guards, no alarms, and no sign of security. The only sounds came from the chirping of crickets in the cool, late summer night. Alex, a small blonde boy, had the entire public pool to himself. Agile and cautious like a cat, he moved through the empty facility with ease, the little blue pill in his pocket seeming to call out to him. The faint smell of chlorine filled the air, and the gentle sound of water lapping against the pool walls added to his anticipation. Soon, he thought, he'd be swimming in that water. But his excitement was mixed with anxiety. Without a second thought, he swallowed the magic pill, feeling its bitter tang as it went down. He hadn't even bothered to undress. Consequences, he thought excitedly. He knew his black Speedo, swim cap, and goggles would be ruined, but Alex had planned ahead. Earlier that day, while at the pool with his friends, he'd stashed a bag of spare clothes behind a work panel. He wasn't going home naked. That was future Alex's problem. The effects of the pill began almost immediately. A sharp, tingling sensation spread through his body, and stabbing pains twisted his stomach. It was working. His body was digesting the magic, just like he'd seen before. He knew the pill would deliver on its promise. Reaching the edge of the dark, cold pool, Alex slipped off his shoes and socks. He gazed at the shimmering water and shouted into the darkness, "I want to be a merman." His words echoed off the concrete walls, but no one was around to hear him. "I want to breathe underwater," he continued. "And I want my legs to turn into a big, smooth, scaly fishtail with a cool-looking fin." The boy couldn't resist saying his wish out loud, even though the pill only required him to think it. He even contemplated quoting his favorite video game, Henshin a Go-Go Baby. But then, a mischievous thought crept in. Why stop at a merman? He had a transformation pill. He could become something more. Something awesome. Something sexy. With those scandalous thoughts swirling in his mind, Alex dove headfirst into the deep, Olympic-sized pool. The icy water embraced him, and as he sank below the surface, images of his cute Asian classmate and other girls he often fantasized flashed before his eyes. That's when he felt the tingling sensation spreading across every inch of his skinny, lanky frame. It felt as though the water was alive, churning and boiling around him. Alex could feel his body changing. His spine stretched and popped, and his muscles began to fill out. His narrow shoulders widened slightly, and his neck thickened. His organs gurgled as his belly rounded out, and his butt felt plumper, more pronounced. Even his hair seemed longer, wet bangs floating in front of his eyes as he brushed them aside with surprisingly delicate fingers. "I am already in the water," he thought. "I may as well swim." But something was different about his movements. His legs no longer flailed independently. They kicked in unison. It dawned on him. His legs were fusing together. He could feel his feet flattening, toes cracking and spreading as they transformed into flippers. The changes were accompanied by satisfying sensations, and he reveled in the new, alien feeling of his body becoming something other. Alex began swimming laps, marveling at how fast he was. His new body sliced through the water effortlessly. Soon, though, he noticed a subtle drag slowing him down. Stopping in place, he examined his body. In the moonlight filtering through the water, he saw them. 2 perky mounds growing on his chest. His nipples had become pointy and sensitive, and his soft new breasts rose and fell as he moved. Giggling, Alex cupped his newfound cleavage, squeezing and admiring it. His tail swayed happily, creating clouds of bubbles as he swam in delight. Minutes passed, maybe hours, and Alex had lost all track of time underwater. A sudden fear gripped him. His human instincts screamed that he needed oxygen, that he couldn't survive on water alone. Panic set in as his lungs burned, and his eyes stung from the chlorine. But then he noticed something peculiar. He could hear everything. The chirping crickets, the hum of the pool filter, even the barking of a distant dog. His senses were heightened, his body smooth and alien. Why am I scared? He reassured himself. I am safe. Nobody's around. I'm just a mermaid enjoying a midnight swimmer. Determined to ease his mind, Alex swam to the surface. He wanted to bask in the moonlight, admire his new body, and maybe play with his breasts a little more. Reaching the edge of the pool, he grabbed the ledge and tried to pull himself out, but he hadn't accounted for the weight of his chest. His two breasts scraped against the rough tiles, sending sharp, electric pain shooting through his nipples. He yelped, flopping onto the poolside. His tail slapped the concrete with a wet thud, propping himself up with his arms. Alex glanced down. Water dripped from his cleavage and stomach as he admired his body. He had always fantasized about girls' breasts, but now he had his own full, round, and perfected. He was so mesmerized by his chest that he didn't notice the figure approaching him from the shadows. I was wondering when you'd come out of the pool, you perverted little shrimp. A familiar voice sneered. Alex's heart sank. Standing before him was a girl in a dark robe and witch's hat, her fiery pink hand glowing ominously. How dare you steal one of my pills? Do you have any idea what you've jeopardized? The voice was unmistakable. It was his older sister, Alina. A million excuses ran through Alex's mind, but before he could speak, she continued her rant. Those pills aren't toys, you idiot. That pill was part of a mission. Now one of my comrades might have to be replaced because of you. With a wave of her hand, her witchy clothes disappeared, replaced by a revealing purple swimsuit. Pieces of Alex's shredded clothes floated to the surface, landing gently beside him. And don't be a slob, she added. Pick up your mess. Big sis? Alex began, but his words faltered as Alina's flaming hand reignited. He instinctively clutched his chest. Don't bother covering up, Alina teased. It's not like I've never seen boobs before. The pill you stole wasn't like the others, Alex. This one isn't temporary. You're stuck like this until the mission is over. Alex's eyes widened. Wait, stuck? Like forever? Alina smirked. Not forever, but for now. You'll have to deal with the consequences. Oh, and don't think you're off the hook. I still have to figure out how to punish you. With that, Alina's fiery hand glowed brighter, and a shadowy portal opened behind her. Come on, little sis, she said with a wicked grin. Let's go home. Alex knew better than to argue. Floating in the air like a fish out of water, he followed his sister into the swirling darkness, leaving the city pool quiet and lonely once more. This is where the story ends. I spend hours of effort creating these kinds of stories, so if you're new to this channel, please hit the like button and subscribe my Sissygram Genderbender Stories YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to comment on what you would do if you were in his place. I'm eagerly waiting for your comments, and I personally read all of them. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. And I'll see you in the next story in the next video. Take care and bye.